What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here. Welcome to our daily show. We discuss everything you need to know about and what's going on here in our country on a daily basis. As we're ready to ring in the new year here, let me know if you're doing anything here for the New Year's and New Year's Eve. Are you celebrating? Are you staying home and watching the ball drop? Are you doing anything special? Let me know if you like our New Year's Eve decorations here. My wife always does an absolutely amazing job decorating. She's got a special talent for it here. I don't know if it was me, we wouldn't be seeing anything like this here. But yeah, let me know if you're ringing in the new year here. Special. I know the wind, the weather's been crazy here. Yeah, and you know, the perfect storm we had here the last week for Christmas. Too many people praying for a white Christmas here recently, but at least we got a white Christmas. But we also had, like, what was it, a couple million people without power. Yeah, so hopefully you got your power back. They're saying that the Southwest Airlines is starting to restore the people not traveling. Yeah, 15,000 plus people of Southwest Airlines alone got their flights canceled. Yeah, unbelievable. I want to give you guys a tip here. If Southwest canceled your flights, don't settle for a voucher. You can ask for your money back. So if that's you, of course you may have to have already not accepted a voucher, but you can ask for a cash refund. Yeah. So in case that's you or a family member and they've canceled your flight, you can force them to give you a cash refund. Keep that in mind. There's just a little tip there. So I'll keep you up to date here. Also, gas in the $2-ish range in multiple different states. Will it stay here in the new year? Here, take a listen from an expert.
Gas prices are expected to drop another 50 cents, according to GasBuddy forecast for 2023. But the price per gallon could jump back over $4 a gallon ahead of the summer driving season. We're joined right now by Patrick DeHaan. He's the head of the petroleum analysis for GasBuddy. And Patrick, I have to say, I paid $2.99 for a gallon of regular unleaded yesterday, and I couldn't believe my luck. Should people expect to see a lot more of that as we head into 2023?
Well, I think, Becky, the window may be closing on some of those ultra low prices that we've seen here over the last couple of weeks as China has reopened. Oil prices have rebounded. And due to that extremely cold weather in much of the country last week, we did see some refineries affected, which impacts gasoline supply. But moving forward into 2023, it's relatively good news. Overall, we expect the yearly national average to be about 50 cents a gallon lower than what it was in 2022, dropping to about $3.49. Of course, that is a higher price than today. And we do project that prices this spring could again surpass $4 a gallon. Keep in mind, that could mean the West Coast again touches $5, but we're hopeful that we won't be seeing a record-setting year this year like we did in 2022.
So the idea, this projection of getting back towards $4 a gallon, that's based on what? China reopened successfully, COVID dies down, that there is not some new, supply, you're not going to get more supply. So that's kind of a given. It's demand that's the big question as we head into the next year.
That's really it. It's really the pace of China's reopening and what that looks like. We anticipate that there will probably be a surge in COVID cases, which will delay the onset of increased oil demand from China. It probably will hit more in March and April, as long as China continues the trajectory it's on today. That's going to coincide with the typical seasonal rise in the United States when we start to see switches to more expensive summer gasoline and refineries carry out maintenance work. So that could create a little bit of a surge in the springtime and send those average prices back over $4 in much of the country. And for the West Coast, again, it could be $5. But still, on the whole, average household's likely to spend about $277 less on gasoline. That's about a 10% cut compared to what they spent this year.
A big issue is refining. As you mentioned, those refineries are the places that you have to watch as you get into the higher grade summer refining. That's when you really hit issues. Is there anything that can be done on the refining side of things, or is that just a process that takes years to try and fix and improve?
Well, it certainly does take years to fix and improve. Expansions have been underway. In fact, ExxonMobil's refinery down in Texas has been undergoing an expansion since 2019. That project will likely come online this year. The U.S. isn't really going to see much in terms of an increase in refining capacity. Of course, our political climate dictates that, and the move to EVs likely is a major influence. But we will see an increase in refining capacity in areas overseas, in areas like Africa and Nigeria and the Middle East and in Asia. There are a lot of major refining projects coming online that, while they may not create much breathing room in the United States for errors, it will help alleviate some of where the U.S. is shipping its product exports. So that certainly will help increase the amount of global refining capacity, and that could help put downward pressure on prices in the year ahead. It's badly needed refining capacity amidst Russia's war in Ukraine and all of these other supply challenges as we come out of COVID.
So what do you think? What is your prediction for gas prices and oil prices for 2023, for the next year? Think they're going to go up, go down, or stay the same? Let me know down below in the comments section. What do I think? Well, I think long term, I think gas prices are going to continue to go up. I just don't trust them. I don't trust the oil and gas companies at all. I look at the long-term trends. I know that when I was in high school, gas was below $1. And here we are 20 years later. I mean, I'm going to be turning 42. And gas was recently over $5 a gallon. So in 20 years, gas went from below $1 to over $5 a gallon. And if you live in California, gas was what, over $6, $7 a gallon? That just happened in 20 years. So imagine where we're going to be in another 20 years. This is why a lot of people just don't trust oil and gas companies or want to switch from gas. This is why the EV movement, electric vehicles, this is why people are putting solar panels on their homes. People are buying hybrids. Or this is why the government, or not even just the US, countries all around the world, even more so Europe, has been, well, in the United States too, but even states like Texas and even red states have been investing more and more money into non-oil and natural gas things. So the number one reason why your electric bill has gone up so much this year is because about 40% of your electric comes from natural gas. Natural gas. And natural gas has gone up so much this year, that's why your electric bill has gone up. Yeah, so remember, if it comes out of the ground, if it's oil or gas, it's gone up extremely in the last 12 to 18 months, okay? Pretty much, well, in the last 12 months since the war. And really just over time, look at how much gas has gone up in the last 20 years. When I went to high school, gas was below $1. And recently, when we hit the high here back in June, gas was over $5. If you're in California, it's like $7. So I don't trust it over time. And really, if we just look here, just in the past week, we're already starting to see gas go back up. So look here, you can see regular gas here has already started to go back up. We were down to 309 on average, and it's already gone back up to 318, we'll call it 317.9, we'll call that 318. So we've gone up almost 10 cents in the last week on average. On average. And this means that some places have gone up even more. So, yeah, so this is kind of the problem here, is that in any given week, things can fluctuate. And the reason we're seeing this is kind of some headlines here of things like this. Putin bans Russian oil exports to countries that implement price caps. This has sent the price of oil worldwide up. Again, even though the US doesn't buy any Russian oil, this has sent the price of oil up worldwide here. So I'll zoom this in here a little bit. The price of oil has gone up pretty significantly since this announcement. And this is why Russia, we have to keep an eye on Russia here and the war there, and all this matters here because Europe's not buying Russian oil. They kind of can't here. We have this whole standoff there. and the price of oil has spiked up. We had the price of oil down to about $70 a barrel here. Now it's up to 85. 85. So look at that. In just 1 week, we went from $70 a barrel to 85. Just like that. Snap your fingers, poof. Oil went up $15 a barrel, just like that. Who suffers? Everybody, the whole world. Gas prices here in the US already going up here every single day, going up 2-3 cents a day every day. And again, I mean, you can blame Biden, you can blame Democrats, you can blame Putin, whoever you want to blame. I don't know, whatever. But the reality of it is that we're paying more. The world's paying more. Remember that oftentimes gas all around the world is a lot more. I mean, we're at 317. We'll just Google gas prices in Germany here, their most recent reading we have here. Remember, we're at 317. They're at 639 in euros. In US dollars, that's 680. 680. So we're at 317, and if you think that's bad, Germany is Europe's biggest economy. Okay, that's the biggest economy in Europe. They're at 680 in US dollars and US gallons. Okay, to equate it to US dollars and US gallons, they're more than double the price that we pay, guys. Okay, and again, this is Europe's largest economy. And again, you can literally look up any country in Europe. You could look up Italy, right? Gas prices in Italy, pretty similar. In US dollars and US gallons, 647, almost 650 a gallon. That's more than double what we're paying here in the US. So again, people are, unhappy about our gas prices. Imagine if they were more than double what we're paying now at 650. 650. And again, this is what millions and millions of people in Europe are paying right here this second. And again, I mean, if you can't blame Biden on that, you can't blame whoever you want to blame, because this is just the price all around the world. This is why I like to show you guys this stuff here, because I'm not a Democrat, I'm not a Republican. I'm just a realist. I like this because this stuff is happening all around the world. A lot of this is because of this stuff. Putin bans Russian oil exports to countries that implement price caps. This is what is happening all around the world here. Global supply of oil inches tighter amid Russia's response to the G7 to reduce oil output. So this is what is happening, and it affects the entire world. The entire world. $4 gas could return as soon as May. Honestly, even sooner than that. I mean, look at how quickly it's going up. Gas Buddy projects. So, I mean, this is why I just don't trust gas and oil companies or just the industry in general, because I just see the writing on the wall. I'm a realist. I just look at what is actually happening, and it's just a realistic point of view. Now, here's the interesting part, though, is that natural gas has kind of the floor has fallen out of it. We talked about this here. The natural gas has plummeted, and this is weird because remember that oil and gas and natural gas are two separate entities. You can see here green and red. It's really kind of strange. You would think they would be more correlated, but natural gas has the floor has kind of fallen out of it. European natural gas price levels return to pre-Ukrainian war levels. This is a good thing. Again, how long it will stay this way, well, we don't know, but this is some good news for once. And remember, this affects us here in the US as well. European natural gas prices fell this week to levels not seen since before Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Front-month natural gas futures on the Dutch title transfer facility, the benchmark contract in Europe plunged in recent weeks to bottom out below 77 euros or $81.91 per megawatt hour, a level not seen since February. Wow. The spiking prices have sent household energy bills soaring because we know that that's a large source of electricity, and have fueled a cost of living crisis across much of the continent, well, and the globe, because we know it's here in the US as well. So honestly, this is just one of the reasons why the sooner we can get to the Ukraine-Russia war to end, the better, not only to help people in America and Europe not spend as much money on gas and oil, but not even to mention the people in Ukraine that are getting hit by bombs and missiles on a daily basis. I've seen a recent report here that Russia has sent 120 missile attacks since Christmas on Ukraine, which is just absolutely devastating. We also seen here recently that you can see here Russia says it's extremely concerned by a Ukrainian missile downed over Belarus. And it's just like the hypocrisy here. Belarus has sent troops into Ukraine on behalf of Vladimir Putin. So it's okay for Belarus to send troops into Ukraine and attack Ukraine. But heaven forbid if Ukraine sends a missile to Belarus, and if they actually retaliate one time, oh my goodness, then, it could start World War III, right? Even though Belarus is literally attacking Ukraine. Oh my God, they might be so upset, Russia could, drop nuclear weapons on Ukraine because Ukraine attacked back one time. So this is like the issue that like Ukraine has to deal with. If they attack back one single time, then Russia could use nuclear weapons. It's just unbelievable what they have to deal with over there. But the sooner we can end this war, the better, if we can end this war anytime soon. Honestly, Russia is just unreasonable with any of their demands to end the war. They want to basically just claim thousands of miles of Ukrainian territory as their demands to end the war. So I don't know if it's going to happen anytime soon. Meanwhile, we all kind of suffer from the ramifications of this. So you can let me know your thoughts here in the comments. I'll keep you up to date here with everything going on here in our country and around the world because it does affect us, as you can see. Make sure to subscribe down below to our YouTube channel if you haven't yet. It's completely free to do so. New videos come out here every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thanks so much for liking and sharing these videos as well. You can click here to watch my newest video next. And here is my newest video on Social Security checks and payments going out that you might not know about. So click on one of those videos next. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.